Hi everyone and welcome back. In today's video I'm going to be doing the Copic 3 colour challenge for the month of March, and I'm going to be using 3 Copic markers to colour in this illustration here. And the colours that I'm going to be using today are G17, which is forest green, YG17, which is grass green, and then YG23, which is new leaf. And these are the 3 colours that the Copic company has chosen for the March challenge. And if you're new to this series, this is a monthly series that I'm running here on my channel, and I'll leave a link to a playlist containing episodes 1 and 2. This is episode 3. If you click the little eye icon in the upper right hand corner of this video, you'll be able to see the playlist, and in those previous episodes I explained more about what this challenge is and why I'm doing it. And so if you'd like more sort of background information on the challenge, I don't want to keep repeating everything in each of the episodes, so if you'd like more information you can check out episodes 1 and 2. And now let's talk about the colours for this month and the piece and everything. So as you can see, the 3 colours for March were all green, and I really liked this. So far in the challenge, this is the first time that the Copic company has picked 3 markers that are all from the same colour family. So even though we have yellow, greens and green, they're all greens, and this is the first time they've done this. For January they had blue and purple, for February they had brown and pink, and for March they've got 3 greens. And I really liked working with just these 3 colours, for just using one colour, and I really liked the colour combo. Now all the colours that the Copic company are picking all work really well together. They're blending groups, and they all blend really nice together, and as you can see I did a little swatch. They create a lovely seamless blend, these 3 colours. However, one thing that I did come across, and this is going to be entirely dependent on how you like to colour. Now as I was saying, the 3 greens create a seamless blend, so they're perfect for doing a lot of blending and gradient colouring. But when it came to colour blocking, I found that they weren't quite. I would have personally preferred them to be a little bit more different. So when I did the colour blocking, and I only did it in one section of this drawing, and that's the sort of the background stripes, and I found that the light yellow green and then the more emerald coloured green, those 2 worked really well. But the middle yellow green was a little bit too similar to the light yellow green to really stand out enough. I think if I was to just colour block with these 3 greens, I would personally have picked a slightly different colour for that middle green. I would have gone with maybe an olive green, something that's completely different, because when you're colour blocking, it doesn't matter if they don't blend together. You want 3 greens that are going to stand out and not overpower each other, but to be separated enough. Blending these 3 greens look really nice together. I just noticed how they worked when I colour blocked, because colour blocking is a colouring technique that I use quite a lot, particularly on these detailed illustrations, and I find that often colours that blend really well together don't necessarily work really great when you're colour blocking. You need colours that are much further apart, that are much more different from each other. So that's just one thing I did notice, but I did think these 3 colours were really nice for March. Now in terms of the colouring techniques, I did a little bit of colour blocking, but mostly I focused on doing gradient colouring, and this was something that I kept in mind when I was working on the composition. So I knew I wanted to include leaves for this piece because of the greens, and I also, if you've watched my previous videos, you know I'm making a set of illustrations, so I'm using similar motifs. I'm doing borders and detailed backgrounds, girls' faces, and lots of different elements, quite a lot of natural elements. So I wanted to include that in this piece as well, but I wanted to make the elements in this piece bigger, so that I could do more blending, because one of the things I was finding with my previous drawings is that they were so detailed that all I could do was colour block, and I couldn't really get too much blending, too many gradients or anything, just because the little spaces that I was colouring were so small. So with this piece I decided to make the girl a lot bigger, I decided to make the elements a lot bigger, and just to kind of switch up the scale a bit so that I could have enough room to do a lot of gradient. And I really enjoyed colouring the big leaf in in the background because I could do quite a lot of blending, and with her skin and her hair, for example. That's one of the reasons why I kind of just changed the composition, and I also wanted to play around a little bit with making the illustration look a little bit more layered. So having foreground elements, middle ground, background elements, and just kind of playing with the layered look. And I really liked how the composition turned out, and I did have a lot of room to play around with the blending here, particularly as the greens were all greens. So if I was colour blocking, it may look a little bit, it wouldn't look quite as nice, I don't think. So when I saw that these were all greens for this month, I knew I needed to do a piece that would incorporate more blending and more gradient style colouring than just simply colour blocking. For the colouring, as I said, did a little bit of colour blocking, but most of it is using using gradients. And for the skin, one of the things that I incorporated from some of the previous pieces that I've done is, for the skin, I decided to just colour in the shadows, and I used the 2 yellow greens to colour in the shadows on the face, and then to use the colourless blender to feather the green out into the white area, and just to use the white paper as the base skin tone. And I felt like it helped to draw your eye into the piece. Using the colourless blender, the white and then the yellow green, kind of gave her skin almost like a luminous, glowy feel to it. And I felt like having the white in there helps your eye to go straight to her. It helps her to stand out from the background, and I think it worked really well. And it's one of the things that I kind of kept in mind after working on February's piece. I did the opposite in February's piece. I coloured it one flat colour, the skin tone one flat colour, and then added shadows. And I felt like she didn't stand out well enough from the background. So it's one of the things that I wanted to do more with this piece. So something that I thought would be fun would be to have a guess at what April's 3 colours are going to be. So this is something that I did on the last video. I left a comment in the comment section. I made a guess that the 3 colours for March would be yellow and green. So I was really close. I really felt that would be green. I was a little off with I was close with the yellow because there's a yellow green, but I wasn't exactly right. So leave a comment down below and let me know what you think the 3 colours for April will be. Now my guess is yellow. I'm going to go with yellow again. I really hope there's a yellow because I'd really like to draw something with yellow at the moment. But I think because of spring, I think there'll definitely be a yellow. Now I don't think they'll do yellow and orange because I think they'll do orange more in the Halloween, October, pumpkins. You know, I think they'll use orange in the October 3 colours. So I'm thinking maybe a yellow and pink. Or perhaps just 3 yellows, and maybe they'll do an orange in there. Maybe they'll do like a bright yellow and a straw coloured yellow perhaps. I'm definitely going with yellow for April. So let me know what you think the colour for April will be, or the colours. Maybe they'll do yellow and an aqua blue perhaps. So now I'm going in and I'm adding some highlights with my white Posca paint pen, and that about finishes the piece. The line art for this illustration is available as a colouring page, as are the other 2 previous months that I've done in this challenge series. All those colouring pages are up on my shop. There's a link in the description box below if you'd like to check it out, and if you fancy colouring in this image yourself, you can of course colour it in however you want. You don't have to just use 3 colours, and because it's a digital colouring page, you can print it out several times if you wanted and experiment with some different colour palettes. So there's a link in the description box below if you're interested in that, and make sure you leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think the colours for April's challenge will be. I hope you will have a wonderful week, guys, and I will see you next time.